Good morning, everyone. I'm just getting set up and we'll be live in a few moments. So good morning, everyone. Hi, Sandy. I know there probably won't be a lot of you watching because it's early in your part of the country, but I have to get ready for a class tonight. That's why I'm doing this so early. So this morning we're going to be stamping with the Stamparatus tool. I've done, I think this is my 4th or 5th video on the Stamparatus. So if you guys go, if you're on a laptop or a desktop, you can go off to the side and click on videos and you can see them all. Hi, Wendy. Good morning. You're in my time zone, so perfect for you, I think. Okay, this is the card we're going to make today. I'm going to be showing you how to create your own embossing, colored embossing. I'm going to see if you guys can see how shiny that is. I actually have 3 layers of the clear embossing on this. Hi, Dixie. So I'm going to set up. Now I only have 3 pieces of cardstock for this card. Bermuda Bay, 11 inches by 4 1/4. Smoky Slate, 5 1/4 by 4. And Whisper White, 5 inches by 3 3/4. I'm using the Watercolor Wings stamp set today. And along with that, we've got Pool Party, Calypso Coral. Hi, Regina. Glad to see you. Smoky Slate, Bermuda Bay. I've got an Aqua Painter, Rhinestone Jewels, and then VersaMark ink with the clear embossing powder. Now I am going to use both of the clear plates today. That way you can see how I arrange that. And before I do some stamping, I'm going to set up my butterfly images, but I want to show you a tip also. Hi, Linda, you made it. Good. Okay. So we have 4 butterflies we're using. We got 2 that have detail and 2 that are the bold images. I'm going to place these where I want them on my card, upside down. Okay, so I want them about there. And then I'm going to bring my first plate over. And before I stamp on my actual card, I want to show you a little tip. So this is just a scrap piece. You know me, I like showing you guys tips. Okay, I'm going to use the Pool Party. I'm going to ink up the little butterfly. I think it's all inked up. I stamp it, and look, I don't like it. But because this stays in place, I can actually ink it again, and I just fixed it. So you know how that happens sometimes depending on the pressure that you apply. Now I decide I don't like this color, if it's a light color. I'm going to bring in the Bermuda Bay. Hi Faith, hi Gloria. So I'm going to ink my butterfly again with a darker color. And I've just changed the color. So just, you know, if you start out with a light color, you don't like it, you don't feel it's dark enough, you can change the color by redoing it. Okay, so now, for those of you that are just chiming in, this is the card I'm making today, and I'm showing you how to do the colored embossing. I'm going to try to see if you guys can see the shininess. I hope you can see it. Okay, so let me wipe my butterfly down. I am going to start out with the Pool Party. Ink up both images. So as you can see, we're stamping 2 images at the same time, which is great. Especially if you're doing like a collage type, you can do multiple. Okay, see how that didn't ink well? So let's try that one again. I think I didn't press hard enough. Okay, I just fixed it. Isn't that neat? Now let me wipe this up. So I'm actually all done with this side, but if you were doing multiples, you could actually keep going. Now we're going to do the detail part. So again, you're going to turn that upside down, position it, and I can actually see the lines perfectly. So this is lined up perfectly. Same thing on the little one. Whoops, wait a minute. Now I need to bring in the second plate. The photopolymer stamps stick to the cardstock too, so sometimes you just have to yank them off. Now I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay. Bring that down. I hope most of you guys have received your Stamparatuses. Now look at that. Look how perfect that is. Okay. Now I'm going to wipe this down. And I'm going to bring in, hi Brianna, how are you? Oh, Regina, yours is coming today. Perfect. Perfect timing. And like I said at the beginning, I have 4 or 5 videos using the Stamparatus. So if you go back and look at my video tab, they should all be listed there. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the VersaMark ink. And because I'm embossing, I'm going to use my embossing buddy just to remove any static or greasy fingerprints. I'm going to ink up the butterflies. Because this is all positioned, I didn't have to do anything. I just ink and go. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my clear embossing powder. Okay, and you can see that it's all white, so that means I got a good coverage. So this is the trick to creating your own embossed, your own color. You're actually doing clear over the color. So I'm going to make a little bit of noise. Good morning, Myra. Hi, Sherry. Hello to my hubby. Okay, you can see that changing color, so you know that the heat is melting the powder. And I'll show you the difference between the one that's finished with the 3 layers. Okay, so that's just 1 layer, and then this one again has 3 layers. You can see that this one is a lot shinier. It actually looks like glass. So now I'm going to put this back in place. I'm going to ink up my butterflies again. Make sure your VersaMark ink pad is nice and juicy when you're embossing. And there is a technique that I want to try with this too. It's called the cracked glass technique. And it's using multiple layers of embossing powder just like this. Okay, noise again. Oh, Debbie, yours is coming Tuesday. I wonder why so late. Can you guys see that? Whoops. Right in my powder. You guys see how shiny that's getting already? I'm trying to hold it so the light hits it so you guys can see how good that looks. Okay, I'm going to do one more time. So isn't it neat that you can do repetitive stamping like this because everything is positioned exactly where it should be. And it's the same thing with the ink. If you use one ink and you want it to show up darker, you just keep re-inking and stamping over the same image. Okay, this is the last one. I'll move my powder this time so I don't send it flying. How pretty that is. Now, let's see if I can hold it. It looks like it's wet. It's so shiny that it looks wet. Okay, so now I'm all done with my Stamparatus. Again, always remove the top so you don't ruin your Stamparatus. Now I'm going to bring in the Smoky Slate. And I'm just going to randomly add dots, some without re-inking. I haven't used this stamp set in a long time because it was so popular for a while. And I'm trying, before the new catalog comes out, I'm trying to bring out some of my old stamp sets in case they retire and I can't use them again. Okay, so that's my little dots. Now I'm going to bring in the body of each butterfly. And then we get the little antenna. You know what, I'm just noticing I used basic gray on the body. Let me see if I can redo those so they show up a little bit better. There we go. Okay, now we get the antenna. Yeah, that shows up a lot better against the Smoky Slate. And then we've got the sentiment. And lastly, I'm bringing in the Calypso coral with the aqua painter. And I'm just going to add a drop of water to make the ink watery. And then I'm just going to flick this over my finger to add some dots. Now, because the butterflies are embossed, we need to just take a tissue and wipe the ink. Because you don't want to get it, it's not going to dry, you don't want to get it on your fingers and smudge it. Okay, now all we have left to do is to glue everything. So this was another quick card. If you guys have seen something done with a tool like the Stamparatus and you'd like me to do a video on it, let me know. I'm going to try to do another one next week. And I have quite a few classes next week. It's the 1st of April, so that means my Tuesday techniques on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And then my usual Wednesday class where you guys get to stamp with me. Okay, now I'm going to add some rhinestones in the mix. So if I do a Stamparatus class again next week, that'll be 3 classes next week. Okay, just a few more. Whoops. Let's do one more. Okay, that's it for today's card using the Stamparatus. So as you can see, look how nice and glossy that is. See if I can hold it closer to the camera. I hope you guys can see that. So anyway, thanks for joining in on such an early morning. I know it's real early for some of you guys. If you have any questions, leave me a comment and I'll see you sometime next week. Thanks.